Hello, my name is Tylluan Penry. I'm a solitary pagan witch. I'm an author and the founder of the Wolf and Howl Press. And I'm sorry if my head disappeared a little bit on the last video. I think the camera sank down on its tripod a little bit. These things happen, part of life. Anyway, what was I going to talk to you about? I know because Mr. Penry has reminded me. I was going to talk to you about finding out whether things are genuine or not. Now, I don't know whether you can see my little friend down here. No, Mr. Penry's shaking his head. Well, I have a little helper who's just joined in, and this is Tapio. And Tapio is a great helper. So if I seem a little distracted, it's because Tapio is distracting me. Anyway, I saw something the other day, which was a meme about magic wands. And it was a meme about glass wands, which were made of twisted glass, clear. And basically, what was being said was that wait a minute, can you see him now? This is Tapio. You may only be able to see the Tapio, leave it alone. Yes, I know. First of all it was Noah, now we have Tapio. Oh, Tapio, darling. Yes, you are a star. Yes. Okay. What was being said was that these glass wands, they look like a twist of barley sugar, but they're clear, were used by famous cunning men. They may well have been. And they were magic wands. And no, they're not. I can tell you what they are because one of my interests has always been Victorian coloured glass. I mean, I can go back a bit to Georgian glass, but that wasn't often very coloured. There's a long story behind that, but never mind. What used to happen when people were making glass was they often had a little bit left over at the end. And they would use this, whatever the leftover glass was, and they would make things from it. They would make paperweights, doorstops. Sometimes they would make, I'm sorry about this is Tapio scramming me now because he wants to, look, I will tickle your ear, but please stop scramming me. It's not nice. Sometimes they would make these things and they would sell them. And sometimes they were what were called apprentice pieces, which meant that the young lads who were coming to learn the trade would be given a bit of glass and told to practice on it. And then when they got a bit better, they'd be given things to make. And you have these apprentice pieces. You have glass bellows, glass violins. Trying to think what else they have. They had loads of these different things. And it included glass rolling pins and glass walking sticks. And the glass walking sticks are not like magic wands at all. What you are seeing with these wands that are going the rounds at the moment on these pictures online is something which is around about a foot long, like the sort of ideal length of a magic wand, you know, elbow to middle of your top finger. But a real magic wand, walking stick is about 3 foot, a metre long. So they are great big long things. Like, ooh, gosh, they're like that. And they're all twisted all the way down. So what you have is a piece that's broken off. Now, there's nothing wrong with repurposing something. I'm all in favour of it. You know, we have upcycling and that now. Yes, by all means, recycle it, do whatever. And you can repurpose them. You can charge them with your magic. You can do whatever. And maybe that's what these cunning men did. But they did not have purpose-made magic wands, which were the top end of a barley twist glass walking stick. Now, I got into this, and when I say about knowing how to trust information, and somebody said, oh, yes, look at this, and it was an entry on Wikipedia. Nothing wrong with looking things up on Wikipedia or anywhere else, but do check it. When they mentioned about this, you sometimes see these little footnote numbers. They're just small numbers which are superscript. They are slightly above the main body of text next to the passage they referred to, and they have a number, and if you click on the number you'll go down the page to what the text is that they've used. What is the source of their information? And if you look at it, you find it all comes from the same person who was not necessarily a witch, who was not an authority on glass. I don't call myself an authority on glass, but I have collected a lot over the years and I'm very interested in it and I've read up on it. But all the sources were the same person. And this is why you have to be careful, because if something's true, there are several people are going to come up with it. And several good sources, people who are perhaps, what can you say, people who are perhaps collectors of glass, who are authorities on glass, and there are books on Victorian coloured glass, Victorian drinking glasses, all sorts of stuff. And if they made, purpose-made magic wands with a hook on the end, they would have mentioned it. Truly they would, because the stuff that was made was wide in range. So what I'm saying is, it's not really about magic wands or glass walking sticks, this. But what I'm saying is, please look into things. Don't just share a meme and say, I hope this is true, or I hope this isn't true. That's nonsense. Grow up. We must grow up. We must become wise. To become wise, we have to research. We have to be a little bit, not cynical, but a little bit questioning. In that we say, well, where does this come from? What did they write? We don't know. Could have been in a letter to somebody. I don't know. So it's just good advice. You have to make yourself wise. You want to be a wise woman, not somebody who's got the biggest collection of magic wands or crystals on the planet, because a lot of it is nonsense. I'll give you an example. There is a famous photo of Doreen Valiente with what appear to be the feet of deer, and they're like that. Little hoof is down there, the foot is there, bends there, and then it sits on a plaque which can attach to the wall or whatever. And these are part of her magical collection. Do you know what they were used for? In continental Europe, they were very popular. Well, they were put up the other way round, so the hand went, I can't do it actually, but the hand went that way, right? Not this way, but that way. And they were put there for resting your guns on. So if you were in the habit of going shooting, you had these on the wall and you hung them across. You hung the gun across it. And it just goes to show how things, I'm not saying she couldn't repurpose it, of course she could. I don't have any problem with it. But don't pretend that was its original purpose. We have to see beyond that. Always look beyond the glitter of anything, including me. So anyway, that's enough for now. Thank you very much for listening to me rant, and I look forward to catching up with you again soon. Bye.